Heath. Oh, dude.
Excuse me. Halloween was an indie horror film released in 1978. It introduced the world to Michael Myers, and it was so popular that it even has its own holiday named after it in October. Halloween's a big deal. October is the perfect and only time to sit back and rewatch your favorite Halloweeny movies. Halloweeny. Frankenweenie. I have nothing better to do, so let's sit back and watch some Halloween! Yeah! No, that one sucks. I haven't seen that one. And that one isn't even out, so I can't review it. Shit. Show of hands, everybody who likes Monster High! No? Okay. So, Monster High was a doll line and media franchise launched by Mattel in 2010. It was about, get this, monsters in high school. What? This was 2010, so it was mostly trying to appeal to kids who were interested in gothic, or I guess emo culture. Then it just kinda did whatever. In the span of 6 years, they released hundreds of dolls, 13 TV specials, and 6 volumes of a web series. After those 6 years, Mattel decided they were losing money and decided to give the series a soft reboot. Wanna see a scary image? Boo! Scared you. Where the OG release was aimed at ages 7 to 14, this is like ages 4 to 6. With this reboot came mostly cheap dolls, 2 movies of varying quality.
Oh, she's a normie.
What's that?
Normie. Normal. A human.
And another YouTube series that was actually not that bad.
I think the holiday should be all about getting together with your family. Then spend the whole day bickering and arguing with them. Like so. Why do I have to do this every single year?
This reboot would only last around 2 years before Mattel decided to slowly phase out the line. After this disastrous incident, Monster High was never to be seen or heard ever again. And that is actually where my video ends. Yay! Monster High would make an unexpected comeback 2 years later in the form of horror-themed collector dolls, because the only thing that could have saved 2020 was the return of a dormant doll franchise from 2010.
Pennywise like movies too.
At this point, Monster High was going on 10 years, which I guess makes sense for the random doll release, but it was also still random. It would take another year and a few more cursory doll releases for them to go, hey, it's in the oven. And that basically brings us where we are now. Mattel showed everyone what they're doing and everyone was so happy! Oh, I'm so happy! Now look, I get it. Nobody likes a reboot, nobody likes a Nickelodeon TV movie, and nobody likes when the trailer to said Nickelodeon TV movie has shit like this.
Don't listen to Cleo. She's got mommy issues.
Is Monster High the movie a good movie? Question mark.
No.
Do I think that despite its flaws, it still has its merits that can be appreciated instead of just sending death threats at everyone involved? Watch the video. Watch the video first. That's why I'm making this video. This movie immediately introduces us to our protagonist of the movie, Claudine Wolfe. She is a furry.
Also, like, it's 2022 and everyone's acting like they've never seen any girl who looks like this. I don't know, she kind of just looks like she streams Valorant on Twitch.
No, I'd be screaming too if I saw a furry out in the open like that.
Okay, so obvious joke is obvious, but I'm recording this audio at like 3 in the morning. Afterwards, Claudine runs off and becomes a CGI effect from Super Mario Bros.
You don't want to see me when I'm hungry yet.
I know a made-for-TV movie is not going to look the prettiest, but you can definitely tell where most of their priorities went as the movie goes on. This shit either looks like Lab Rats or something on par with The Flash on CW. Claudine goes home and then we're introduced to her dad, who, as you can see, is not a furry, but her mom is, so that means my man! So Claudine gets accepted into Monster High and she has mommy issues, and I get that. Now go to the part where they're dancing. Oh my god, do you see what I mean with the Lab Rats thing? On the opposite spectrum, Claudine goes to Monster High, which I think is a very impressive set piece considering the only practical element is the staircase and those pillars. I wouldn't be surprised if that's where most of the budget went because I think they reused some of these exterior shots in the sequel. So everyone's singing and dancing and it's like, yay, happy, happy, yay! Oh my god, it's Dracula. Oh my blah blah, it's Dracula. Blah, I'm Dracula. Blah blah blah. After this, we're introduced to Claudine's roommates, Frankenstein, they're cool, and Draculaura, who acts like this.
And don't take this the wrong way, I'm just a private person. This side of the room is mine, that side is yours. Got it?
From what I can tell, people either love or hate her attitude in this movie, which is a bit funny because when we meet her, she's like, I'm Draculaura, I do what I want, bitch. And then later in the movie, she's like, oh my god, I love my besties, yeah! So Claudine has an exchange with Headmistress Bloodgood, and Bloodgood's all like, your dad's not a human, right? And then Claudine's like, what? No. And then turns into a human anyway. This basically establishes the whole conflict of the movie where Claudine's like, oh boy, first day of monster school, I hope they don't find out I'm not a monster. So they get to class and then their teacher is like, humans can SMD, and then they sing a song and dance about how much humans can SMD. When I was in middle school, I had like a thing of Monster High pencils that my little brother got from one of his friends at school. And one day my friend who sat next to me, she was like, you gotta sharpen your pencils more. I was like, okay. And then she looks in my bag and takes out this Monster High pencil and she's like, is this yours? I was like, no. And I just stand there for like 20 seconds. I'm like, no, that is not my Monster High pencil. And never seen it. Nope. So this song that they just sang was about this half-human guy that got beat to death with stones because they found out he wasn't a true monster. And Claudine's like, oh my god, that's relatable. So then she wants to learn more and do a report on him because it's a relatable story.
You want to do your report on Hyde?
She does her report on Hyde before being interrupted by a realistic depiction of a panic attack.
Oh no.
When I saw Puss in Boots 2, I actually interviewed 20 people who saw the movie and they all said, oh my god, the panic attack is so good. But I think that scene in the movie actually neglects the part of a panic attack where I turned from a werewolf into a human. Also, cool CGI hair. Frankie shows up and says something really cool.
Wow, this is a pickle.
So then Frankie and Claudine decide to go grave robbing on campus, which is actually really messed up. I can't believe they'll do that. Why would they do that? Why would they grave rob? What the fuck?
Will you get off my bed?
But then they run into a familiar face. What? This basically establishes the whole conflict of the movie where it's like, oh boy, first day of I'm a witch, bitch. Think I'd do this shit sober?
Wait, you made that pimple appear on Cleo's face. No!
Claudine and Frankie find out that Draculaura is a witch and they're like, nope, we're not gonna tell nobody, nope. I really like this whole sequence because you really get to see the chemistry of this trio grow, and that's mostly in part to the cast. Like, I love you guys, thanks.
And you could, I love a mismatched arm and leg that is so fierce.
So Draculaura is all like, alright, let's do some grave robbing, and then they go sing about it. By the way, this is the third time I've mentioned they sing a song about something, but I never actually mentioned how the songs are in this movie. I mean, they're pretty good. They're pretty good. They're catchy. I'm not the Anthony Fantano of Disney Channel musicals, but it's pretty good. They're catchy. Whatever. Except for this one song that Claudine and Deuce sing, where Deuce sounds like this.
Yeah.
Makes me feel like I can be my real self.
By the way, you know what else this guy was in?
He kisses men, that turns him on. My brother's gay and that's okay.
Yo, this song would have been a lot better if they just got TJ Maxx.
Okay, I am not Time Magazine because everybody is listening to my song.
So they go back and shit happens and racially inconspicuous Cleo snitches on Draculaura for practicing witchcraft on campus. Sigh, where's TJ Maxx when you really need him?
Sirim is the opposite of tandem.
Close your eyes for a second.
Do I really want to just give up who I am?
No, you don't.
Surprise, it's a twist villain. Did you know that the practical and makeup effects for this movie were done by Masters Effects, who also did the practical effects for Sonic the Hedgehog? Because both of these movies were actually produced in Vancouver, and they are based in Vancouver.
No! What have you done?
when you nut but she's still sucking, you be like, wow, what a great conclusion. I wonder what, oh my god. Oh my god. Cue the theme song. So I may or may have not missed out on a large portion of context. So as it turns out, Mr. Teacher Man is the son of that one guy that got stoned to death because he was only half human. So then to get revenge on the monsters, he drinks this green stuff and he's like, brrr! But it's okay because Claudine's like, okay guys, I'll watch Percy Jackson, I got this.
Heads up.
And that's Monster High biatches, or at least super abridged and out of context. This really was the movie of all time. What did you guys think? I actually have a vague idea of what most people think, whether it be 20-something-year-old men who definitely did not grow up with the series, or people who did grow up with the series but were like, no, I don't want to watch this, no! I briefly touched upon at the beginning of the video that people were not happy with the reveal of this, and I get that, but also it's been a year. It's just like, grow up. Like, you have a job at Barnes and Nobles. You don't have to go on TikTok and comment under everything. We want the old Monster High. Well, guess what? I have news. I have news that you might like a lot. I think it comes down to the fact that the people who grew up with Monster High have since grown up, so they want to see the series grow up with them instead of just appealing to kids again. But the thing is, the series is only just a little over 10 years old. The reason they can make a PG-13 Barbie movie with a bunch of dick jokes in it and a surrealist Barney the Dinosaur movie is because those series are old as shit. But that's just my 2 cents. I think that wraps up my prolonged and not very sober review of Monster High the movie on Nickelodeon. This is also my first time reviewing anything ever, so let me know if I did good or if I should just kill myself and never do this again. I feel like the appeal of someone like me doing media reviews is so I can have that like Nicolas Cage freakout moment where I'm like, yeah, this is the worst thing I've ever seen in my life. But the whole point of this video is that I felt like this movie was hated a bit too much and I want to be like, guys, calm down. If I wanted to do late epic rant, I would drop trow, shit in my hand, and start smearing it on the wall while screaming about how a Finnish game company treats their franchise. Anyway, I'll see you all again with the inevitable Monster High 2 video, introducing characters such as Vampire Man, Beetlejuice's daughter, and